Hello YouTube! Flashlight Enthusiast here. To be honest with you, I love mini flashlights. They are versatile, they are miniature and fit in your every pocket. However, usually have a ton of different functionalities, and Sofirn SR20 Mini is not an exception. And looking at the website right now with such a price, it is definitely a bargain, and after watching the full review, spoiler alert, you will surely agree with me that it is worth this money. It comes in this nice attractive Sofirn box with the flashlight picture and key stats as well. On different side we've got our runtime and ranges and all the necessary information as well as company info. Yup, info about LEDs also included. New approach of Sofirn is that you won't miss this information. Inside the package you get a different languages user manual, a USB to USB-C charging cable, and last but not least a wrist lanyard and 2 spare O-rings in case you need a replacement. Before operating, make sure to unscrew the head and remove the insulation film. So this is the Sofirn SR20 Mini, and this is truly a mini flashlight. Look at the size of it. It fits directly into my palm without any issue. The design is quite nice with knurling noticeably from SR15 model for instance. Small cooling fins, big button to fit under your palm, nice flat tail cap with lanyard attachments, tail standing without any issues. And what is interested in here is the special optic accommodating 2 different types of LEDs. Obviously anti-reflective coating, glass and some crenulations on a bezel to give it more aggressive look. Unscrewing the head will reveal a nice set of rectangular threads with O-ring well lubricated from the factory. Here a standard plain spring from Sofirn, and down there a spring as well. So no proprietary battery, just simple 18350 button top 1100 mAh battery. Sofirn likes small details, so you've got battery orientation printed on the body as well. The tail cap features strong magnets, so also a nice addition to this package. As majority of cases in Sofirn, we've got a built-in USB-C charging port under this rubber cover that sits quite nicely. When you plug in the cable, you've got red indicator when the charging is in progress and green one when the charging has been finished. Full charging of the included battery takes 1.5 hours. What is worth mentioning is during the charging you can actually use the flashlight in both white and red mode, however only in single brightness. Every time you turn on your Sofirn SR20 Mini, you've got your battery indicator in 3 different stages: green, red and flashing red, to indicate approximate battery power. The UI is plain and simple despite dual channel design. 1 click to turn it on in white mode, 1 click to turn it off. When flashlight is on, you hold the switch to cycle between 3 different modes, and then double tap will go straight to the turbo output, double tap will go straight to strobe, double tap again to go into the previously used mode. From off you can also long press to enter the ultra low or moonlight mode, 1 click to turn the flashlight off. As this flashlight features also the red channel, I really missed the shortcut here. You can only enter red mode when the flashlight is on and you triple click the switch, and now you hold the switch to cycle between 4 different modes, so low, medium, high and turbo in the loop, double tap to go into the blinkies, double tap again to go back into the previously used mode, and now triple click will toggle between the white light and red light. But you cannot access red light directly from off, which is a shame. There is also a lockout mode when you 4 click the switch, now 2 blinks, and you've got 2 blinks indicating the lockout mode. When locked, double tap will suffice to unlock the flashlight, which is a little bit unsecure. But if you wanna be extra sure, just slightly loosen the tail cap and you're good to go. However, what surprised me mostly is the LED choice and that this flashlight has CRI of 100 as measured with my Opal device. You've got mostly throwy beam with some floody red channel, so this is definitely quite useful beam pattern. for both walking, preserving your night vision and doing something up close. Small and lightweight, with 77 grams or 2.7 ounces with battery loaded. Small as SC21, just slightly larger head. And quite similar to the Skillhand Mix 7 Mini, just only 2 LED colors instead of 5 different ones. Alternatively, you can choose between those two. Here are my lumen measurements for the Sofirn SR20 Mini for white LED and now for the red LED. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. What is a pleasant surprise is that Sofirn SR20 Mini uses a buck driver, which means we've got flat output regulation in all the modes. Here you can see the turbo output, running for nearly 2.5 minutes before stepping down to around 440 lumens, and then the flashlight can sustain this level with quite a compact size for around 53 minutes before stepping down to lower modes, stabilizing at 48 degrees Celsius. I also tested it with Keep Power 1200 mAh battery, and I've got slightly higher initial output and thus slightly higher sustainable output and 3 minutes longer runtime. Here on the high mode there were some fluctuations and some step-downs, presumably due to the heat, and I still got a solid runtime of 57 minutes before stepping down to lower modes. Please note that we are talking about Sofirn LEDs in 100 CRI and Cool White, so this is definitely respectable performance. What is quite disappointing though is the red turbo output. Here there should be a buck driver also, and it is actually there. However, we've got 15 minutes of sustainable output with step down from over 180 lumens to around 121 lumens, and after 45 minutes we've got some weird action, and it was repeated during multiple tests, so it is unfortunately not one time event. We've got a step down and then slight and gradual increase of brightness, so in my perspective some bug in the driver here. However, if you go into the second highest mode, which is high in red, there is no issue whatsoever. I've got nice flat output regulation for around 103 lumens and runtime of 2.5 hours mostly. Definitely weird, and I wouldn't bother this in real life situation. However, I noticed that, so I tell you how it is. So, as mentioned in the beginning of this video, this flashlight is truly a masterpiece when it comes to pocket flashlights. I was pleasantly surprised that for such a price you get a buck driver, you get dual channel design and 100 CRI in Cool White, which was definitely unexpected from Sofirn. The size is just ideal for a pocket carry unless you are wearing skinny jeans, and you get multiple modes with dual channel output and decent runtime for a battery of this size, and you can also replenish it quickly via USB-C charging in 1.5 hours. What is nice, you can power it up in emergency situation via power bank and still use the flashlight while charging, and the built-in magnet adds a little bit of additional functionality. The build quality for this price is definitely excellent, and the overall design and what you get in the packet is just to the point. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, click the like button, click the subscribe button to support the algorithm and not to miss any future videos that I release. If you have any questions or personal comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below the video. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.